Welcome to game 18 of the Tom Seaver replay. Today, he is back at Shea Stadium and back with his shortstop, Bud Harrelson, to face the Houston Astros. If you watched game 17, you know it was a heartbreaking loss for Seaver as he was cruising through all the way to the ninth inning and lost out with a home run by Boots Day in the bottom of the ninth to lose 3-2. He was cruising. He had 12 strikeouts and was having a great game. So hopefully he's recovered. As you can see, he won this in real life 2-1 on July 9th, 1973. So let's move forward and see what he can do here today. Jimmy Wynn will be the leadoff batter for the Houston Astros. We got a 1-7 versus a righty walk. Let's see if Jimmy Wynn, he had 14 stolen bases in 1973. Let's see if he can get a lead. 12. He's picked off. Well, his back number was 12, and it was a 12, so he was actually caught stealing. So, Seaver gets out of that. Roger Metzger, the shortstop, will be the next batter. We got a 1-5 versus a righty. He walks. So Seaver, 2 walks in a row. See if Metzger can get the lead. 9, no lead there. So Cesar Cedeno, 5. We got a 5-8 on a righty. Ground ball second base X. That'll be Mian. He's a 2E10. So 20 he gets there. G1 possibly got a double play. 11, 12 on an E10. So G1. First. Double play. So we got a 4-6-3 double play. Seaver gets out of that. Nice play by Mian. Back to Harrelson. Over to the first baseman Milner. So Don Wilson is the pitcher today for the Houston Astros. Take a look at his card quickly. He was 11-16 with a 3.20 ERA. And he is I believe a righty. He's a right-handed pitcher, and he'll be up against a left-hander, the leadoff hitter, Wayne Garrett, as the Mets return to Shea. 2-7 versus a righty. That's a double 1-3. Otherwise, it's a flyout. That's a flyout to center field. Felix Mian. Got a 4-10 versus a righty on righty. Ground ball shortstop X. The shortstop is Metzger. He's a 1E14. So 16 on a 14. He gets there on the range. And he makes the play. Cleon Jones. We got a 1-4 versus a righty. That's a fly out to left field. So nothing for either team here in the first. We move on to Watson, Radar, and Lee May will be facing Seaver here in the top of the second. We got a 4-5 versus a righty. Ooh, potential home run. 15. No, nothing there. Fly out to left field. Doug Rader, the next batter. We got a 1-9 versus a righty. Got a clean single for Doug Rader. Lee May. Nothing on the Havoc. 6'9" versus a righty. That's a ground ball shortstop X. That's to Harrelson. He's a 1E16. So he gets there. And a potential double play. 8 on a 16 gets there. So 6-4-3. So 2 double play for the Mets to end each inning. They get out of that. We move on to the bottom of the second with Staub, Kranepool, and Milner for the Mets. Like up against Don Wilson. Rusty Staub. Okay, 6'8" versus a lefty. Struck him out. 3-8 versus a righty. That's a walk. John Milner. Milner is the next batter with a runner on first. Nothing on the Havoc. See if Milner can do anything here. 3-8 versus a righty. That's a strikeout. Ron Hodges. Nothing on the Havoc. 1-8 versus a righty. That's a ground ball shortstop A, but we got 2 outs, so it's a clean 6-3. So we are through 2. No score. The Astros will have Helms, Skip Jutsi, and Don Wilson. Helms gets a 5-6 versus a righty. Struck him out. Skip Jutsi to catcher. 2-10 single. Don Wilson. Potential pass ball. Walk. Pass ball. Hodges' pass ball rating is a 0, so no chance there. We'll move on to Don Wilson. 6-12 versus a righty. Fly out to right. And Jimmy Wynn. Nothing on the Havoc. 4-4 versus a righty. Catcher X. So we got Hodges, who's a 3E3. 1 WS. Let's just check the error quick. 12 on a 3. Okay, so WS. With a runner on first. Runners on, automatic wild pitch. If none on, single. So it's a wild pitch. On the range. So we still have the at-bat for, still got to throw another one. 2, okay, so no, as we know, there's no balk or pass ball, so no chance there. Jimmy Wynn, 6-7 on a righty, struck him out. So Seaver, nothing here in the third. We will move on to Harrelson, Seaver, and Garrett for the Mets in the bottom of the third. Oops, Harrelson. Harrelson back from a long layoff. 4-9, he's a switch hitter, so he'll be batting lefty. That's a ground ball shortstop X. That's Metker. He's a 1, so he gets there. A 12 on a 14 for the air chart. He makes the play. We got two very good shortstops here today between Metzger and Bud Harrelson. Both range 1s, which is the best rating you can get. 3-8, ground out to third. And Wayne Garrett. I mean, you know, Seaver at 8 and 7 at the moment, but he hasn't gotten much run support. He's carrying a 2.56 ERA, but the Mets haven't done much hitting for him at all. 2-3, as we get a diamond chance. All right, so in Shea, for a lefty, the diamond chance, let's check what it is for a lefty, 1-6. So 1-6, we got a home run for Wayne Garrett. 6, home run, Wayne Garrett. As I said, haven't got much run support. So Garrett hits his home run. He had 16 in 1973. So we move on to the next batter, Felix Mian. So the Mets take a 1-0 lead on a Wayne Garrett home run. 5-6 versus a righty, struck him out. So the Mets get 1 in the third. Seaver will be up against Metzger, Cedeno, and Watson. Okay, so Metzger's the batter here in the top of the fourth. 2-5 versus a righty. Single 1-11. That's a single for Metzger. We'll see if he can get the lead. 9, he does not. Nothing on the Havoc. Cesar Cedeno be the batter. 4-5 versus a righty. That's a home run with a 1. 12. So Cedeno flies out to left. Bob Watson's the batter. Nothing on the Havoc. We got a 5-7 versus a righty. Struck him out. Doug Rader. Nothing on the Havoc. 2-5 versus a righty, fly out to left. So we move on to the bottom half of the fourth, where the Mets will have Cleon Jones, Rusty Staub, and then Crane Poole. Up against the right-hander Don Wilson. .110, walk. Rusty Staub. 1, possible wild pitch. 1-6, 7. So no wild pitch. Staub 2-7. That's a single to left field. Jones moves to second. Let's see here if what Jones is. It was a single to left. Left fielder's arm is. Watson's a +3. Yeah, we got going to third. That's a short throw, so he's not going to go anywhere. Okay, so Crane Poole is the batter. Nothing on the Havoc. 5-12 versus a lefty. Ground ball, second base X. That's Tommy Helms. He's a 2E10. So on a 6, he gets there. On a 10 out of 10, he makes the play. So a 6 on a 2 is a G2 pound. I'm sure they weren't holding Staub or Cleon Jones because they both were in asterisks. So let's see what we got as a read. G2 with runners on first and second. Force out. Okay, so I'd say we got Jones advances to third. Staub is out at second. And Cranepool reaches on a fielder's choice. So we got first and third, one out with John Milner. 2, potential pass ball or balk. 5, the pass ball rating of the catcher, Skip Jutsi. Let's see what he is. His pass ball rating is a 6. And remember, we got a runner on third. 1, so a pass ball. Jones scores. Cranepool moves to second. We got another Havoc roll. Nothing on that. Runner on second. 1 out for Milner. 3-9 versus a righty. Ground ball pitcher A. So with that, with a runner on second, he'll hold. Milner grounds out to the pitcher. Cranepool holds. Ron Hodges is the batter. Got an 11. Nothing on the Havoc. Okay, Hodges is the batter. 2 outs. Runner on second. Did we do the Havoc? Nothing on the Havoc. 5-7 versus a lefty. Ooh, look at that. Double 1-8, single 9-20. Double. So he drives in Cranepool. Runner on second. 2 outs for Bud Harrelson. Nothing on the Havoc. 2-2. Hit by pitch. Wilson's frustrated. First and second. 2 outs. Seaver. 2-5. Single 1-6. 2. So we get a 2-star single. Drives in Hodges. Harrelson moves to third. First and third. 2 outs. For Wayne Garrett, who homered his last at bat. It's kind of hitting that Seaver needs. 3-7 versus a righty. Single 1-6. 1. Drives in another run. First and second. 2 outs. Felix Mian. Nothing on the Havoc. A big inning for the Mets. 3-8. Ground out to the pitcher. Mets bat around. Get 4 runs. That gives them a 5-0 lead here in the going into the 5th. So Seaver hasn't had this kind of support in a while. Lee May, Tommy Helms, and Skip Jutsi will be the batters for the Astros. 3-5 versus a righty. Struck him out. Tommy Helms. 1-5. Ground out to third. Skip Jutsi. 4-7 versus a righty. Double 1-6. 14 flies out to center. Wilson will go another inning here. He'll most likely get pitch hit for in the 6th. Unless he totally melts down here. Jones, Staub, and Cranepool for the Mets here. Five, 7 versus a righty. 1-1, fly out to center. 2-20. Rusty Staub. We got a 1-5. Let's get this into focus. We got a 1-5 versus a righty. That is a ground out to shortstop. And Ed Cranepool. 2-12 versus a righty, line out to first. All right, so we move on to the 6th. We got a 5-0 game. We're going to get a pinch hitter in there for Don Wilson. Let's get this in order. Okay, so the Mets will face Bob Gallagher, who is pinch hitting in the pitcher spot. 3-4, grounds out to second versus a righty. And we are at the top of the order. Jimmy Wynn. 6-6 versus a righty, struck him out. Roger Metzger. We got a 6-5. Let's check sometimes the focus goes out here. Okay, here we go. 6-5 versus a switch hitter, so he'll be batting lefty. Struck him out. We are bringing in J.R. Richard. He will be relieving Don Wilson here. And he'll be facing Milner, Hodges, and Harrelson. In the bottom of the 6th, it is 5-0 Mets. 2-8 versus a righty. 1-1, fly out 2-20. Fly out to right. Ron Hodges. Five, 6 versus a lefty. That's a strikeout. Bud Harrelson. 1-11 versus a righty. Ballpark single chance. Shea, he's batting lefty. It's a 1-6. 8. So he lines out to the second baseman. So nothing there for the Mets against J.R. Richard. He does a scoreless inning. Cedeno, Watson, and Rader will be up against Seaver in the 7th. Okay. Cesar Cedeno, 1-6, double. Bob Watson. Nothing on the Havoc. We got a 6-10 versus a righty. That's a ground ball shortstop X. That will be against, that will be Harrelson. He gets there. 14 on 16. Ooh, that's a one base error. Okay, so we got a one base error on Harrelson. Cedeno goes to third. First and third. We'll try to get the double play and lead the infield back with a 5-0 lead. Infield normal. 19. See if they can get the double play here. 3-11. Ground ball first base C with runners on first and third. Normal. 3. Batter out. Runner advances one base. So runner scores. Watson the second. Lee May the batter with, what do we got here? 1 out. The Havoc rolls a 7. We got a 2-8 versus a righty. That's a single to left field. So Watson, let's see if he, it's a single to left. Cranepool's a 4. Watson's running is a 10. So that's a 14 to score. Yeah, let's try to score. It's a 16. He's out. It was a 16. Cranepool guns him down. Trail advances. May advances. So we got runner on second. 2 outs with Tommy Helms. Cranepool throws out Bob Watson at the plate. We still have a runner on second. 6-2 versus a righty. Single 1 to 14. 17. Line out to the shortstop. So odd inning. So the way we got the 3 outs is Watson was gunned at home. Raider grounds out to first and Helms lines out to short. The Astros still get 1 run. It's 5-1. J.R. Richard will still pitch here for the Astros. He'll be up against Seaver, Garrett, and Mian. 5-8 versus a righty. Struck him out. J.R. Richard looking impressive here. See what he can do against the lefty Wayne Garrett. 6-8 versus a lefty. Single to left. So Garrett, 3 for 4 today. Right before his at-bat, I was saying how the Mets haven't really produced much. 6-8 hitting-wise. 6-8 versus a righty. Mian walks. First and second. 1 out. Cleon Jones. Nothing on the Havoc. 110. We got a walk. Bases loaded. Rusty Staub. The Astro bullpen warming up here. Let's see. This focus here. Let's see what Staub's got here. 14 on the Havoc. J.R. Richards going to stay in there. 5-11. Fly ball left field X. The left fielder Watson's a 5. Uh-oh. 18 on a 5. I think he gets there. he gets there. It's barely 14 on an 11. And he makes the play. An F1 on the bases loaded. Let's see what that comes out to. Fly out runner advances one base. So we got a sacrifice fly. Stob. All runners advance one. So must have been a deep fly. Second and third, 2 outs, Ed Kranepool. With the pitcher spot coming up shortly, they're going to keep Richard in there. Nothing on the Havoc. Let's see what Kranepool, take a look at his card up against the righties. Pretty impressive on the 3 column. 1-7. Single 1 to 4. 20. He lines out to second. Okay, so one more run for the Mets. That brings that to 6-1. Just a quick summary on that inning. Strikeout by Seaver. Single by Garrett. Walk by Meehan and Jones loads the bases. Stob, sacrifice, flies in, and a line out by Kranepool. So now we have Jutsi, the pitcher spot, where we'll have a pinch hitter, and top of the order with Jimmy Wynn. Seaver again pitching very strong. Currently has an 8-7 record, looking to improve that. .66 versus a righty. Struck him out. Let's take a quick look at the pinch hitters. Johnny Edwards will be the pinch hitter for the pitcher spot. 6-7 versus a lefty, ground out to first. So we got the top of the order for the Astros, Jim Wynn. 6-7 versus a righty. Struck him out. Seaver, another solid outing here. Mets up 6-1. The Astros bring in a relief pitcher, Jim Ray. He will be up against Milner, Hodges, and Harrelson. One 4 Ray's a right-hander. Single to right field for Milner. Ron Hodges. Nothing on the Havoc. 4-9 versus a lefty. Ooh, that's a home run if he's a normal, which he is not. 9, double. Double for open double. So he will we'll bring Milner to third. He won't try to score. Harrelson, well, what's Milner's run? He's a 15, and it was a double to center. Cedeno's got a -4 arms. We're not going to test that. So Harrelson's the batter. Second and third, we will say the infield is in. What the heck? They're down. 5-8, he's batting lefty. That's a triple 1 to 4, single 2-star 5 to 20. Single 2-star, he drives in both runs. So the Mets, the big hitting day today. Runner on first. Seaver's going to stay in. Nothing on the Havoc. 2-9, he strikes out. Get the focus back in here. 2-9, he strikes out. Two more runs. Mets have 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. 8-1. Garrett is up. He's 3 for 4 today. Four, 6 versus a lefty. Pop out the second. And Felix Mian. 5-7 versus a righty. Walk. So we got runner on first and second. Runner on first and second. 2 outs for Cleon Jones. 3-5 versus a righty. Struck him out. So 3 out. 2 more runs for the Mets here in the bottom of the 8th. That brings it to an 8-1 game. Seaver's going to continue. He will be going up against Metzger, Cedeno, and Watson. It's been a while since Seaver's had a really nice outing. He had a heartbreaker his last game against the Expos in Montreal, Jerry Park, with a Boots Day homer. Hopefully he can get through it this year. Let's look at Metzger's card against righties. Okay. 1-9, fly out to left. 1 down. 2 more to go. Cesar Cedeno. I think there's so much going on with these cards that it's hard for the camera to focus, but see if Cedeno could do anything. 4-3, he's a righty. Ballpark single chance. Shea Stadium for a righty is 1-11. Cedeno lines out to short. Down to the final out. Bob Watson. 4-6, he's a righty. Triple. 1 single 2-20. That's a single for Watson. Doug Rader. The Shea Stadium's on his feet trying to get the last out for Seaver. Nothing on the havoc. 4-9, he's a righty. Struck him out. So Seaver with a complete game. The final score is 8-1 Mets. Let's look at Seaver's stats. He gets to win. He, see how many he went, 9. Gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. No home runs. We get our 1 earned run. Walks, let's see, 2. 2 walks. And strikeouts. 9 strikeouts. So a really solid performance. He moves his record to 9-7. And thanks for joining. The next game, game number 19, the Mets travel to Cincinnati. See what they can do against the very tough Cincinnati Reds. So see what happens there. Thanks for joining.